Okay, so I have with me my Grammy Val. Her name is Valeria Purley. And Grammy, just before we get into it, are you comfortable with this being recorded?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So, in my storytelling practice, we've been talking a lot about neighborhoods, the history in our neighborhoods, and how impactful it is to learn from a personal testimony whose experience changes, especially here in St. Louis. And with you being born and raised here, you stay in the Spanish Lake area near Belleville, and in this house used to be your parents' house. So if you don't mind sharing, when did you first move into this neighborhood, and what changes have you seen over the years and decades that you've lived here?
Well, we moved in 2004. At that time, the neighborhood was pretty what I consider calm. As the years went on, it seemed like more and more Caucasian people moved out and more African Americans moved in. And over time, it seemed like it started declining. And what I mean by declining, your value of your home going down, a lot of police, a lot of ambulances, just blowing past the house. You're hearing a lot of shooting and so forth. And this kind of went on and on up to the time of the Michael Brown incident. And it seemed like around that time, the Michael Brown incident, it was like at the height of, I would say, being stressful. However, as the years progress after that incident, over time, the neighborhood has become more calm, more, I wouldn't say exactly the way it was when we moved here, but now I don't hardly hear any shooting. You don't hardly hear the ambulance and the police shooting by. You don't see as many people out and about. The neighborhood is becoming more calm. And the thing that I did notice is when the neighborhood was having its height of, I would say, downshift, my income taxes went down. I mean, substantially. I'm talking about $600. As the years progressed, my income tax, of course, increased. And so to me, that was a sign of, oh, things are getting better. Things are getting apparently much better. Because I would say last year, my income tax are back. Well, I'm going to say over and above what it was when I returned. So to me, that's a sign of your property value going up. That's a sign of an improvement in the area that you're in. So at this time, I do feel like the area is very calm, and not stressful, not a lot of negativity, just like a pleasant area. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, and thank you so much. I had no idea that you could judge the quality of the neighborhood based on how much they charge on your property taxes. I never thought of that.
I hadn't either until I witnessed it. The more worse it got, the property taxes just went down every year. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't like how the area is, but I sure like the amount of my taxes. But every year that it went down, I noticed things had gotten worse and worse and worse. And then when it started to increase, I know, oh, it seemed like things are better. Things are getting better. Things are now feeling similar to when we first moved here. So, yeah.
Good. So, Grammy, would you honestly say that what you hear about on the news, what they say about St. Louis matches what you've experienced living here?
Well, this is probably going to be a horrible answer. However, because of the news and because of my emotions, I years ago decided to not watch the news. And a lot of people tell me that's not wise. You should be knowledgeable of what's going on and what have you. But I'm one of those people that kind of wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm learning how to do that a little less with age. However, the news had me afraid to go out my house. The news had me when I drive up to the house looking around, paranoid, just what was going on the news. Like I said, as it got worse, it the level of stress for me, it was better off because I felt like me knowing it was putting me in an emotional wreck. And so instead of listening to all that, I just kind of cut it off because I figure if it's something major, it's going to be on the radio. Is when you walk into a doctor's office, it's going to pop up on their TV screen. People are going to be talking about it, family members, whoever you speak to. Ooh, have you heard about this? If it's something like important and urgent. So that is something that I very seldom clock into the news because I feel like it's more negativity than positivity. And, for my emotional state, it's very stressful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Grammy, for being honest with me about that. And I can relate a lot to, I don't pay attention to every single headline that comes in or every news outlet that comes in. Because, like you said, most of it's negative. And when you're feeding yourself negative news, that disrupts my spirit. That hurts my body and the
Hmm.
stress levels. So I had to readjust and pay better attention to, okay, what do I see? Let me look around. Let me look at the neighbors. Let me look at the people who's walking by or driving by. And I have a much better experience when I just focus on, let me be present. Let me be present in the right here, right now. What do I see? And not just judge based off of what everyone shares with me and what the news states, because it's not, a lot of it's not coming from the actual people. It's not
Yes,
coming from the actual citizens.
that's the other reason why I made that decision to kind of cut off the news is because I also over time have found out that a lot of information that's being shared is not factual. So it's like with the social media, with the news, people can get on and say what they feel, what they think doesn't make it true or factual. So that was another reason why I kind of made that decision.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Grammy. And since that's all I have for this today, was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, thank you for having me today, and I hope that helped a
Most
little bit.
definitely. Yes, it did tremendously. And are you comfortable with everything that was recorded today to be shared? Are you comfortable with everything that was stated today to be on my History and Me podcast?
I am. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Grammy. I love you, and I hope that everyone tuning in appreciates just the honesty of this conversation. The whole purpose of the History and Me podcast is for us to learn more about our experiences in St. Louis. I realized I've been born and raised here my whole life and don't really know my city, don't really know the histories behind St. Louis, and especially within the Black community and what we experience just in our day to day, in our neighborhoods. So, bringing these stories to life for everyone tuning in to hear from the people directly what we're experiencing, how we're feeling, and going on this journey of learning history has been amazing for me. So, thank you so much for joining in. And for everyone tuning in, just know that your personal stories, the personal stories of your family, your relatives, your neighbors, your city, it matters. Take the time to learn. Take the time to think about your own history, your own story, be able to share and communicate that, and just create a better future. Don't repeat all the issues and all the problems of the past. Let's take what we've learned, let's take our stories and go, you know what? What can we do to make a better future so history doesn't have to keep repeating itself?
Yes. And the final thing I would like to add is that, I have decided to focus on being positive and adding positive things to my life, adding things to my life that's going to improve my knowledge, going to improve me as a person, a grandmother, friend. And that's kind of where my focus is positivity. I know negativity is there, is going to be there. I'm not trying to ignore it, but I'm just trying to add things to my life that's going to help me improve and be a better me, a positive me.
I'm so proud of you, Grammy. You're an awesome grandmother, and I see the growth in you over these last some years. You've been growing yourself in all areas of life, and you're a testimony and inspiration that no matter what you've experienced, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're used to, you can always
Hmm.
improve yourself if you just make the decision. Just make the decision to do it, and you can do
Absolutely. And I'm also extremely proud of you, Nicole, Shemay Purley. Um,
it.
I know if your dad was still with us, he would be so proud, and you make me proud for him. So you keep on your journey, keep doing the things you're doing, keep being positive. And I knew when you were 5 years old, you were going to be a huge impact on this world, and you're doing exactly that daily. So keep God first, and you can't go wrong. Love you.
Thank you. I love you too, Grammy. Thank you so much. And that wraps us up of the History of Me podcast. Tune in next time.